for Maisha Prime News, and thank you so much for choosing Maisha Television for this broadcast. My name is Rida Chibet Kering, and just a reminder, there is an upcoming event, Eshima Awards 2021 edition. To apply, visit the website www.eshimaawards.co.uk. Welcome. UDA took its campaign to the Rift Valley region. The party, which is associated with the Deputy President William Ruto, commenced its tour on the DP's home region, with the first stopover being Kericho County. Earlier, the DP received Laikipia Women Rep Ketwa Ruguru, who defected from Jubilee Party to join UDA. Maisha Television political reporter Antonio Sundwa with more.
Deputy President William Ruto has been in Kericho County to grace the homecoming party of the new Senator Aaron Cheriot as he returns home to thank his supporters for winning over Paul Sang, who was under Kanu. Ruto, who has continued with his political rallies in Kericho County, has pleaded with people from Kericho to join and support his UDA party with his bottom-up economic model.
Our UDA party is built on the foundation of creating inclusion and eliminating ethnicity from the politics of our nation. I dare say you cannot create inclusivity by changing the constitution and creating 2 or 3 positions. You can achieve inclusivity by building a national political party where all communities, all people from all sectors, from all religions, from all races can feel at home in a national political party. It is only in a national political party that you can build a national government that has inclusivity of people from all races, from all regions, from all religions, and from all communities.
Earlier on, before Ruto's trip to Kericho, Laikipia Women Rep Ketwa Ruguru officially joined UDA from Jubilee. This happens after a number of leaders turning back to solidify and support UDA party, among them being LSK President Nelson Harvey.
Daughter of Zion.
Ruto has strongly castigated his opponents, among them being Raila Odinga, calling him as a chief advisor to the president with no factual points on corruption statements.
Kuna kazi yote wamefanya hapa Kericho? Kuna barabara yote wamepanga ikajengwa? Kuna hospitali yote wamepanga ikajengwa? Kuna college yote wamepanga ikajengwa? Kuna mambo ya stima wamepanga ikaunganishwa? Kama wana UDA, we are telling our competitors, this competition is a competition about issues, is a competition about an agenda, and is a competition that is based on a track record. All our competitors, they should tell us what their plan is. We have told them what our bottom-up economic plan is all about. Tunakubaliana ni uchumi? Wale wanakubaliana mimi ni uchumi, nione kwa mkono, nione kwa mkono.
Antonio Sundwa, Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
Raila kaja mbele kuvunja uchumi.
And pertinent questions have emerged after police in Kisumu failed to arrest 4 robbers who engaged the officers in a siege during a robbery of the Equity Bank branch on Angawa Avenue. Addressing the press on Tuesday, November 23rd, Nyanza Regional Commissioner Mugu Mutindika said the robbers disguised themselves as clients in order to avoid arrest. The Nyanza Regional Commissioner stated that efforts by police to nab the suspected robbers failed, leading to a 4-hour siege before officers gained entry into the banking hall where the clients and the robbers who were hauled up during the siege were.
Mwendo wa saa 5:30 wale watu walikuwa hapa kwa bank, kuna watu walikuja wakaingia na wengine wakabaki nje ya bank, na kwa harakati hizo hapo ndani ya bank kuna tear gas ilirushwa, na wakati hiyo tear gas ilirushwa ilileta msisimuko kwa wale customers wale walikuwa ndani. Nikapata habari, nikapigia Regional Police Commander, akakuja hapa na other officers kuja kuona what was happening. Then after some times kuna one of those suspects na tujui aliandika kanoti akapea mama, akaambia mama niwekee 100,000 hapo na tukoane na usipofanya hivyo tutakachilizia. So that made the panic, na wakati alipanic alifanya watu wengine wakatoroka. Tukakubaliana na Regional Police Commander, wale watu wote walikuwa kwa bank tuchukue wote tupeleke kwa police station ili tuweze kusearch tujue ni nani alihusika. So as we are talking, most of the people are at the police station. We want after this to go and do another search, and if we found anybody whom we suspect to have been involved in this particular act, appropriate legal action is going to be taken, and we are going to inform you by tomorrow, because we want to give the police the maximum time to make sure that they get the truth of the matter.
Sugar wars have spilled into the 2022 succession politics as leaders scramble for votes from cane growing zones in western Kenya. ODM chief Raila Odinga's supporters are locked in a bitter exchange with a section of politicians from western who allegedly contributed to the challenges in the local sugar factories. Raila, during his tour of Kakamega County on Sunday, said Senator Cleophas Malala scuttled plans to revive Mumias and other state-owned sugar factories in Western and Nyanza. But Senator Malala denied that he was frustrating efforts to revive Mumias Sugar Company.
Hasira yao ni moja, ni kwamba mimi nimeongoza campaign za Musalia Mudavadi, nimefunga Western Region, nimesema this time round hakuna mtu yote ataingia Western Region kama hajaongea na Musalia Mudavadi. Hiyo ndio hasira wananiletea kwangu. Sasa baba mzima ambaye mimi naheshimu, ambaye ni kukaa wangu, anaitwa Raila, anakuja kutukana kijana mdogo kama mimi takataka. Mimi ningependa kusema baba, sisi tunakusamea, tunakuheshimu, lakini kura ya Western Region hautapata this time round. Ulipeleka Nyanza projects za 22 billion Kenya shillings. Western Region hakuna project hata moja umeleta katika handshake. So sisi tunasema kwamba we must tell our people the truth. Tusilete siasa kwa masuala ya kufufua Mumias Sugar Company. Wewe kama uko na uwezo na unakaa na rais kila siku, mbona hujaambia rais afufue kiwanda cha Mumias Sugar Company? So tuache kuleta porojo. So before waanze kusema masuala ya Cleophas Malala aliangusha Mumias, Oparanya tuambie 200 million enye ilienda Mumias, enye ilipotea ilienda wapi? Jambo la tatu, kampuni ya Mheshimiwa Raila iko na deni ya molasses ya Mumias Sugar Company. Paka sasa hivi Raila hujalipa deni ya molasses. Sasa ukikuja kusema mimi nimeangusha, sasa kati ya mimi na nyinyi ambaye mko na deni na mlikula pesa Mumias, ni nani aliangusha Mumias Sugar Company?
The much-awaited Jubilee Party National Delegates Conference, which was expected to happen next week, has been suddenly called off by President Uhuru Kenyatta. The November 30th meeting was expected to crack the whip on the Deputy President William Ruto and his allies, who are alleged to have rebelled against the ruling outfit and are currently on the United Democratic Alliance. ODM leader Raila Odinga, who is the AU Special Envoy for Infrastructure Development, on Tuesday, 23rd November, chaired the IGAD Infrastructure Conference at Crown Plaza in Nairobi. The former Premier delivered a keynote address at the Development Partners Round Table.
Delivery of infrastructure on a regional scale remains a sure bet to spur trade and manufacturing that creates jobs. Let us think on regional and continental scale. We have 16 landlocked countries on the continent. Only regional integration will link them to the external world and open them up for trade and investment. Africa is not the only continent with landlocked countries. I've lived in Europe. You've got countries like the Czech Republic, Switzerland, Hungary, and so all those countries in Central Europe are all landlocked. But they don't feel it. They don't feel it because their goods can find their way to the ports with a lot of ease. So we must actually cut this bureaucratic red tape and senseless spirit of nationalism. We must find ways to maximize the synergies among our states and the sub-regional bodies to speed up regional connectivity. This is especially important in the area of financing of regional infrastructure projects, which appears to be a problem.
And now Kenya Party leader Karua has called on Kenyans to embrace multi-party politics in the country as part of opening up the democratic space, while citing a Jubilee Party which merged more than 10 parties into one in 2013. Karua said such a move is a recipe for dictatorship. She pointed out that if the MCAs, MPs, governors and even the president are in one party, it will create authoritarianism.
Kiongozi wowote ambaye hataahidi kupambana na ufisadi, ujue hata kusaidia. Na kupambana na ufisadi sio kwa mdomo peke yake. Lazima muangalie rekodi ya kila kiongozi. Mimi kama Karua niko tayari kuchunguzwa. Uangalie kila mahali nimesimamia imekuwaje. Hakuna kiongozi anatoka mbinguni kuja kuomba kura. Zote tumeishi hapa Kenya. Angalia rekodi ya mtu. Kama huwezi kuwa mwaminifu kwa mali ya umma, huhitaji kuwa karibu na meza ya uongozi. Na ukiiba mali ya umma ni kusema wewe unadharau watu. Wewe huna heshima kwa watu. Huwezi ukaibia mtu kwa na heshima kwake. Na vijana wetu wajue, mali ya umma ndio inaweza kusaidia afya yako, masomo yako au ya watoto wako, sababu youth wetu ndio wako na watoto. Ujue hiyo ndio pesa ikitumika vizuri inaweza kukuwezesha kuwa na kazi nzuri. Ikijenga mabarabara, ikijenga mahospitali, si watu watapata kazi huko? Hata mjengo wa class moja kwa area yako, unaona watu 10 na kitu wakiwa kwa mjengo. Unaona wamama hapo wakiuza chakula. Kwa duka utakuta watu wakinunua simiti. Pesa ikitumika vizuri inakuza uchumi, na uchumi unaleta kazi kwa kila mtu.
A section of casual workers attached to various supermarkets in Kitale have petitioned the National Assembly to address their plight, citing poor working conditions. The employees who presented the petition to support Member of Parliament Caleb Amisi claim that their employers treat them inhumanly, with some of them being discriminated against in remuneration and appraisals.
Watu wetu hawana fedha za kuenda kotini ili kutoa malalamishi yetu, ili kutoa malalamishi hao ama kusimamia kesi zao. Hawana uwezo wa kuhaya lawyer, maana hawana pesa. Wanalipwa mishahara kwa mikono. Mtu ukilipwa mshahara kwa mkono, hauna vile utaweza ku access loan kwa any bank.
So tunaomba wakati huu mheshimiwa awasilishe matakwa ya mfanyikazi wa Trans Nzoia ama wafanyikazi ambao wanafanya kazi katika haya maduka nchi nzima. Tuwe na policies ambazo zitasaidia Mkenya.
I'm taking a proposal to Parliament to review the Employment Act. How do we cater for casual laborers?
Following the new directive by the government and the Ministry of Health to roll out more people to get vaccinated, Health Chief Administrative Secretary Rashid Aman has now said that this will also apply even to children under the age of 15, as they are at the most risk of infection. Let's have a look.
These are school-going children. We know that our concerns have always been around school children, and because in schools we have, we have congregation, we have interactions with teachers and all. These are breeding grounds for transmission. Plus, children under that age also can be asymptomatic. They don't have a symptom. So, really, these may be areas where transmission needs to be stopped. So, in that sense, I think even WHO has found it necessary that it be extended there. Now, the details of that we will have to sit and I'm sure that even as we talk, we're going through strategic planning on how to achieve that. And once that is firmed up, I'm sure that there will be a multi-level government participation, clearly also involving the Ministry of Education, because that's where children are found. So I think these things will be clarified as we move on. Okay? I'm not sure about the issue of consent and whether consent is required in a public health measure such as this. I mean, that is something I think we need to look at and see. I have to get back to my technical team to find out what the thinking is on how to do it and how it's been done in other places. But I think it's a public health measure, so probably you would not need a consent. I think. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on it. We need to look at that. My view at this point is this is a public health concern, and we need to reach all members of our population that we can with the vaccine.
Today in our education segment, we look at Mumias Boys High School in Kakamega County. Established in 1958 by missionaries from Holland, St. Peter's Mumias Boys, located in Mumias, Kakamega County in western region of Kenya, is a boys' boarding extra-county secondary school sponsored by the Catholic Church. The school deputy principal, Mr. Luga Sogoni, gives us the background of the institution.
My name is Luga Sogoni. I'm deputy principal in charge of administration of this great school, St. Peter's Mumias Boys High School. This is an extra county school which is founded on a Christian background. The sponsor is a Catholic Diocese of Kakamega. The school started way back in 1958, and over the years the population has grown, and as I talk to you, we have about 2,200 students. All of them are boarders and boys. We have a staff of about 100 or so teachers, of which we have 71 who are at TSC. We have a few number like 14 on BOM terms, and quite a number on teaching practice. Now, this school is popular in very many ways because it is a school where during admission we receive quite a number of parents requesting their children or sons to come and join this school in Form 1.
The school also boasts of improved infrastructures, including laboratories and classrooms, which provides conducive environment for students learning.
The school has undertaken quite a number of projects, though not on a large scale, but it's enough to suffice our needs, not for commercial purposes, but for our own consumption. We have a small farm where we also have allocated our agriculture students some small plots for the purpose of the KCSE project. Beside that, we also have a small farm where we do vegetable farming. We grow kales. Occasionally, we do the traditional veggies for our own consumption. We also have a piggery unit. We started with less than 4 pigs, but as we talk, we are boasting over 80. And all this I'm saying is for our consumption. When we have quite a big number like as we have now, we normally convert them into a meal for our students and staff, so they can also have a taste of pork. Beside that, as you are walking around, you saw we have a GOT project. This idea came as a result of the 2020 KCSE class. In terms of curriculum delivery and management, we have quite, I should say, an established lab that some of the schools we have around here could not be having. And this has been over the years. Like we have 4 science laboratories, though they are not enough because of the increased enrollment, but at least we have a place where when you get into and call a lab, you can carry out any practical you want because they are well equipped. They are well equipped and our principal keeps stocking them. So we have 4 labs, 1 biology, 2 chemistry and 1 physics. Though with this population we require up to 9 laboratories, so that every science lesson is a laboratory session. So we are just praying that if we get funding, we can have those labs put up. We also have ongoing projects. As you saw, we have a storage building coming up to take care of the increased enrollment, because officially we are registered as a 14th streamed school. Then we also have a very beautiful multi-purpose hall. With the time, we might start using it as an income-generating activity where people can come hire. They pay something little to keep the same hall and perhaps expand the facility.
St. Peter's Mumias Boys High School is not only known for its successes in co-curricular activities, but also it has maintained a good run in performance at the Kenya National Examinations Council NEC exams.
Now, with the good discipline, we have also registered quite a number of good performance over the years. We take quite a number of students to the public universities every year, and this number keeps rising year in, year out. Now, like in the 2020 KCSE, we had a candidature of 347, and out of the 347, about 78% of that number is going to the university. They attained the minimum university entry. That translates to about 274 students. Those that didn't get, I'm sure they are going to be absorbed in those middle-level colleges. And this year we have been projecting to have a higher number going to the university. Our projected mean score is 10.5 with a candidature of 421, and it's a very promising class. If all conditions remain standard, and with the kind of programs that have been put in place, with the good discipline and the dedicated staff that we have, our prayer is to even have 100% transition to the university.
Driven by the school motto, "The future is here," the school aims to prepare students to make a positive contribution to the development of the society and to acquire the values of national patriotism, adaptability, self-respect, self-reliance, cooperation, a sense of purpose and self-discipline, as narrated by Mr. Charles Mumbo, the patron of Peace and Cohesion Club.
My name is Charles Mumbo. Charles Mumbo is a teacher of English and Literature at St. Peter's Mumias Boys High School. I'm also privileged to be the patron of the Peace and Cohesion Club, popularly known as Amani Club. Amani Club was founded on the basis of the fact that there was need for continuous engagement between students and teachers, between students and the workers in the school, and between students of various schools, so that students are able to understand that it is possible to solve interpersonal conflicts amicably. It is also possible that solutions can be gotten diplomatically. It is possible that students can engage one another through dialogue, through peer engagements. They talk to one another when there is a difference, and so through this club we actually undertake to train these boys into peace ambassadors, and we thank God because at St. Peter's we've had unrivaled support from the chief principal of the school. He has accorded us all the support we need, and it is through that we are able, for example, to engage through the Great Debaters Contest. We contest against other schools on topical issues affecting peace. This club has also enabled the students to reach out to the community out there. When a student who is a member of the debating club, who is a member of the Amani Club, goes out there, he goes out there as a peace ambassador. He is able to engage in the family, he is able to engage with friends, he is able to engage in the neighborhoods, and this has helped our boys to really influence peace within the community.
The school also has the public relation office under the leadership of Mr. Herman Masafu, the public relations officer, which helps to handle issues among students, teaching and non-teaching staff, hence provide peaceful and conducive environment.
My name is Herman Masafu tomorrow. In St. Peter's Mumias, I'm actually the public relations officer. PRO. I also had double with being the in charge patron of President's Award in Kenya. And then besides that, I'm a science teacher, mathematics, chemistry. I happen also to be a senior examiner, assistant chief examiner in chemistry. And so I think that has helped me in my performance and dissemination of my duties as a teacher. We have always excelled. I'm glad to report that on the forefront is from the very onset, since 2018, when we came in, together with the principal, I think the school has had an upfront in the meaning. And I think all that I've talked about, the PR, PA, and then the teaching has contributed. Now, the PR, it is not one office that is very common in any school, but we know that if there's any institution that matters, they don't miss the office of the public relations office, because normally an office about the people that we meet with, the community, and of course other stakeholders, other institutions. So my office is in charge of receiving all visitors that come to the school, beginning with a boy who walks here barefoot, having scored some marks, and he doesn't have a school to go to, nobody to take after him, maybe a refugee, and once anything in an audience from this school, they come over to me. Then also all the way up to the CS, if the CS is coming, or like just the other day we had Bishop Obani here, the Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Kakamega, and the Apostle of Bungoma Diocese. I think my office is charged with the responsibility of receiving all those visitors and guiding them. Besides, in the school, we have public relations officers, prefects, in almost every class that also deal with the students. If there are any issues in the school and or among the students that require kind of attention, they reach my office, and then I have this kind of lieutenants, the students who can bring me that information. The PR also is in charge of ensuring there is peace in school and harmony. If, for example, the secretary has a problem with his boss or her boss, that's the principal, they may not really say it out of courtesy and a kind of the order of performance. They come over to the office, then I walk over, and I'm happy to say that this school, I don't know, God has granted the grace, or the people, maybe the way they were made, is that anything and anybody I approach, including the principal himself, he never holds back. If there's an issue that I'm informing him that it requires attention, even something that will have to make a correction in his office, he is very humble and he listens. And then the rest, whether workers or whatever. And that has enabled us to have a lot of peace in this school. As you can tell, when you're walking around, it's an ambient of peace all through. Games have been held here, very high level, even national level, like for the blind. And this office does that kind of organization. You know, regional games, I'm actually involved in organizing those games, and I've been given awards for that.
For Maisha Prime Maisha Television, I'm Rida Chebet Kering. Well, folks, now let's get My Hustle, My Life, My Story by Anthony Osondwa.
The Kenyan economy today needs a set of mind that is projected to a particular hustle in a bid to fit in the deteriorating economy. This also needs a lot of empowerment from other bodies like parents to youths or any other body that can show economic direction. This will in turn lead to a well-developed economy to curb the effects brought about by COVID-19, which saw different sectors suffer the wrath, with the biggest losers being the hospitality sector. In Matungu Sub-County, Kakamega County, we met John Mome, the owner of the Garden Village Resort, which comprises of a restaurant, a bar, which holds a capacity of about 100 people.
My I'm called John Mumias from Matungu. This is my industrial land where I stay. On the side of hotel, I had that passion before when I was still in town. Actually, I had that dream that one time when I retire, I'll have something like a resort in my life. Here I think I've about 5 employees. One in the kitchen, one at the counter, and 2 usually do the service. We can host up to around 100 to 150. December, I want people to come. They're welcome in a big way. Come with your families. We will welcome you. We have accommodation also, where we charge very little, affordable actually.
He narrates on how he started his business journey up to date.
Before, I was a motor dealer in Nakuru for about over 15 years. I used to sell second-hand cars and importing new ones also. So when I left that job, I came home, and that's how I started this place.
Nini likuvutia kuona unaanzisha resort instead of kuanzisha biashara kama ya nguo or something of the sort?
So I said I had a passion for how to be a hotelier. Yeah, before COVID came in, Garden Villa was doing very well. But when we started the COVID, actually I've been having a lot of challenges. We closed when the government announced that all the hotels should close. We closed as per the directive.
Mome urges the government of Kenya to make sure they play their role in ensuring the economy of the country stable.
Now reopening, we just reopened recently. Up to now, we have not had the customers the way we used to have. So we don't know whether they'll come. We're still praying that things go back to normal and we get our customers as usual.
Antonio Sundwa, Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
Well, and that's all you had from Maisha Prime News. My name is Elizabeth Karing, and remember to apply for Heshima Awards 2021 edition. Visit the website www.heshimaawards.co.ke. My name is Elizabeth Karing. See you next time.